So what has driven me to become the #1 youth mentor in the nation, in the world? I say that it is essentially the love of children and my passion for young people to become the greatest that they can be. And it doesn't mean that you're all out here and flamboyant and famous. It just means that you know yourself and you take pride in who you are. And I do a test where you say your name with confidence and pride, regardless of where you come from, regardless of what your background is or who you think you want or should be. So youth mentoring for me is about guidance in order for young people to become and not just think so much, but use your heart and your instinct and be a guiding light for others. What's in it for me? Happiness, eternal happiness. What isn't in there for me, to be honest? You know, I have days where I feel high after I've done work experience with young people and children. So everything is in for me. You know, I gain so much from being in their company and learning a new word and seeing their creativity and just, you know, them asking me the funniest questions and seeing their giggles and their laughs, or, you know, the older ones come to me with questions or stuff that they see as problems, and then we can come up with solutions together. You know, I gain everything from that, and that's not, you know, monetarily, it's just the engagement of a great feeling and a great passion and seeing purpose in the path that I've decided to take for myself. I'd say that I started Ushine Ishine, my company, in 2009. That was when the concept came up for it. I was sitting there, I was temping somewhere, and I just felt a little sadness for the people that I was working with. They were two amazing women, but they seemed so sad, and I just thought I'd been volunteering for a charity at that time for quite a few years, and I'm like, well, I want to build something that's based on my ethos, my philosophy of shining and then helping others shine too, and then, you know, it being passed on like a domino effect. So I started it there, and I wanted to just live my life around young people and children. So I'd say Ushine Ishine is a youth mentoring company that produces content, grassroots level content of workshops, talks, one-to-one sessions to engage in the life and understanding and create solutions that are positive, that will take children to somewhere that they could never dream of and give them the power to enable them to go into the world to achieve their dreams and live a wonderful, happy and fun life on their own terms, because they realise how powerful and wonderful they truly are. And society isn't a sad, bad place which is perpetuated by the media, but it's a creative, wonderful, engaging and informative place that we can do so much together instead of apart, really. Yeah. How do I transform young people? You know what, some people have asked me to qualify it, quantify it. Is there a model for it? There isn't. You know, I go in and I put a program together which is visually stimulating, gets people thinking, put in with the right words and with the energy, and I don't know what it is, maybe it's magic or miracles, but I can see children transformed before my eyes. And I think it's because they essentially know that there is someone who really cares about their well-being. So I always say that I never just had my mum, even though it was just me and my mum living at home. It wasn't. I was brought up by, you know, great grandparents, and I had my uncles who were the most amazing. My dad was in my life as well, but, you know, not as my constant, you know. And the thing is, my mum is the most amazing, creative, engaging, and she's such a happy and fun woman. So me, you know, when it was growing up and it was just me and mum, we had such a ball. She's my best friend, and always eternally will be. And she was such a beautiful woman, and she was kind to everyone, and she really set a precedent of how you should treat people and have a good and graceful heart. So I'm really lucky that I had such a beautiful mother, but, you know, I really believe that communities raise children. So we had great next door neighbours, she had interesting friends, she always invited somebody into the house. If you were Buddhist, Muslim, Jehovah's Witness. She'd get them in and we'd talk and explore different cultures and foods, and so our house was really open to everyone. So it was an education having my mum. So I'd say that university was pivotal actually for me in what I'm doing now, from my career in advertising and the TV industry. I specifically took a degree that I knew I'd use in the future. And we were able to explore different issues and realms from radio to the creation of documentaries and, you know, doing interviews and filming all different things, and, you know, just exploring who we were as directors and content creators. And we had really great lecturers. I'm really lucky. I've had like the best teachers ever, and who were really just really considered in the way that they worked with us. Right, approaching the real world. You know what, all of us grew up with teenage angst, and I did. You know, I didn't think I was pretty enough. I thought I was too heavy. I was quite big when I was younger, you know, but I knew I was really creative, and I knew that I knew that I had stuff to give, and I knew that, and I knew that I could talk, and I did have good qualities, and I love fashion. So for me, I made a decision, probably at the age of 16, that I wouldn't let being big be an issue, and then I lost loads of weight, and then I just go out there and just be fearless, really, because I had nothing to lose, and my ambition was insane. One of the most important titles, not just youth mentor, but I call myself an educator of hearts. And that's all about just remembering that the most important thing is, you know, there's no substitute for love. There's absolutely no substitute for it. That's what we're all looking for. That's what people have started wars because of love and attention and care. So how important is that you cultivate that in children and young people? And the most important love you can have is the love of yourself. And not depend on anybody to love you, because when you love yourself, people see it, and you attract people like bees to honey. So, you know, for me, it's all about cultivating true love and always sparking the essence of love in not only yourself, but again, then your passion and what you do every day. So I wake up in love because I love myself, and then I love what I do, and I love the people that are coming into my life. What greater thing is that? So no. I wanted to work on television from the age of 3. That was, you know, I saw a program called Fame. I want to live forever. Yeah, I think everybody knows that theme tune. And I saw Irene Cara and Janet Jackson on there. I was like, right, I want to do high kicks and dances, but I also want to, you know, see how this film stuff works. And then after that, I got Sky into my house at the age of 11, and then I just thought, right, I just want to create, I just want to do lots of things in and around television, act, perform, you know, present. So I always kind of knew that was what I wanted to do, but with the aspect of young people and children, I'd essentially say that truly was my first love, because my mum said I used to get dollies and nurture them and buy real nappies and bottles like a weirdo, and really nurture children, and when I saw them, you know, I'd never let them go, and so children were my first love, and then television was my second love, and now I've been able to combine both. So, you know, and that sets my heart ablaze, really. I've said it before, but I really, for where people want to be, you never get to it, because I think you need to always be setting a different goal, setting a different bar for yourself, setting different achievements. And no, I haven't even reached the pinnacle. I haven't even touched the surface, you know, of where I want to be. I've done a lot of great things, but the most important thing is growing myself as a woman. And there's no limit. I don't put any age on myself. I don't put any limitations. My energy is eternal, and the things I'm going to do is eternal, and it'll keep going. So even when I'm not here, my legacy will live on through my company and my brand and my teachings and my ambassadors and all my mentees and all the people that I can touch in my life. So I haven't even begun, and I'm so happy about that. But I always make the decision to go for joy, and that's, you know, if you could bottle that, it would literally change the world. So I'd be a very rich woman if I could bottle joy and happiness. But yeah, that's for me, that's my future, and it's so wonderful and bright and happy, and I get to eat cake every day and custard. That'd be amazing. So, you know, just keep it light, really, relax, and watch your world unfold.